Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime Making 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 11 of What If Naruto Broke His Human Limiter. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other What Ifs over on Anime King, Anime King to Anime Prince. Yes, that's right, I indeed have 4 channels that I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime Making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Start the intro, guys. So the last spot we left off, the interaction between Naruto and Kurosaki seems rather strange to the participants. Well, those who were paying attention, that being Oniki, who was watching his granddaughter. Susubaki was not pleased. It was rather clear that she had a crush on Kurosaki, however, she never really said anything about it, as she looked at Kurosaki like her idol, just like Hinata looked towards Naruto. And that developed into a large crush, especially when the both of them were placed in a team together. And those feelings developed rather strongly. With that out of the way, Oniki made his way during the brief intermission that they had. As he made his way towards the tent where she was. As the doctors had checked over her, she was completely fine. Other from Naruto knocking her, there wasn't any problem. So with that out of the way, he spoke to Kurosaki and asked her what was the deal between her and the Konoha Shinobi. He would not stand for his granddaughter to be with any of the Konoha Shinobis. As she told him that nothing was going on, it was just, he remember saving her and they were just talking. She made up an excuse. Little did he know that Naruto and her were talking earlier, and the both of them did not know how to make it work. Kurosaki wanted to try, however, how was it gonna work? Were they gonna have to do it in secret for their entire life? She just didn't know. As Naruto was called to face off against Gaara in the second semi-finals, as Gaara made his way down there, Naruto was thinking how he was gonna handle this whole Kurosaki thing, so he was toying with Gaara a bit. As he dodged and deflected every one of his attacks, the people were rather shocked how effortlessly he was doing this. Naruto's skills were not really known. While people know that he was strong, they did not know how strong or fast he was. But to see what he did to Gaara, it was a rather shocking sight. He was truly indeed powerful. The invasion started a second later after that. As Orochimaru could not go any longer, Gaara started to transform. As the siblings came down there and took him out of the village, as Naruto was confused. A series of attacks from sand ninjas were thrown towards Naruto, but he stepped out of it, his shirt gone, and he was unharmed. Wondering what the hell was that, they were all baffled as he took a step back. Up in the stands, her new friend was about to be attacked as Kurna moved to help her. However, she found out that Kagura was no weakling, as she easily decimated all of the foes that tried to take her down. From Jonin to Chunin 11, none of them stand a chance against her. As for Naruto, he simply went after Gaara. As the B-side came out, they had transformed him out in the forest as Gaara had blew away his siblings. And now he was on full force. As Naruto crashed into him like a bomb, knocking Gaara down rather quickly. Shikaku was surprised by who slammed into him like that as they started to fight. Shikaku charged up his greatest attack, the Bijo Bomb, as he launched it towards Naruto. Well, more likely the village. Naruto jumped right in the path as the whole thing exploded. The shockwave was devastating as the people were shocked. Someone had blocked the attack, saving countless of lives. Granted, many Sand and Sound Shinobi would have died in the cause, but still someone blocked it. As Naruto landed, His clothing was completely gone, so he had to rush home. But before that though, he kicked Shikaku far far away as he crashed into the distance. Upon arriving home, Naruto got a change of clothes as he returned. Upon getting there, he then threw down with Shikaku. Shikaku was a tail beast, but he stood no chance, as Naruto pummeled him until his entire body reverted back to sand, making Gaara fall out as he woke up from his head hitting the ground. Gaara thought that Naruto was about to kill him, however Naruto spoke to him instead. Having known what it's like to be a Jinchuriki, Naruto was able to reason with him, giving Gaara a new outlook on life completely. As his siblings arrived, they were afraid. After seeing what he just did to Shikaku, they were completely afraid, thinking that he was gonna kill them. However, they were let go. It turns out that Orochimaru was tricking them as Baki informed them. Baki thought that Naruto was about to attack him as well, given the recent attack from the sand on Naruto. However, he did not seem to mind or care. Sakura came rushing back, as she told him that his friend from the stone was captured. As Naruto quickly made his way back, Sakura was exhausted as she ran all the way out here. As Oniki stopped Naruto in his tracks, asked him where his granddaughter is. However, Naruto told him that he meant her no harm, but he was going to get her back. Oniki was rather dominant and saying that he was going to come or Naruto was going to tell him where she is now. However, Naruto shut that down by telling him to be quiet. He would go and find her as he made his way off. Upon leaving, Naruto went and found Kagura as she used her Byakugan to scan the area. She found where Kurosaki was as she sent Naruto off. Upon arriving there, the two ninjas that were sent to take her away, they had been down several men after she had beaten the crap out of some of them. The girl was truly skilled, however they still were able to knock her out. There were a lot of them. As they were taking her away, Naruto captured them and asked them why were they doing this, as they informed him that Orochimaru sent them to gather the girl to use her as leverage against him. As Naruto snapped as he slapped the man so hard, he was sent sailing like a bug. As Naruto returned her back to his house. Upon getting back towards the barrier, Naruto saw the dead body of Hiruzen. Naruto punched right through it. As he stepped in, Orochimaru told him to drop the barrier as he ran. However, Naruto proceeded to decimate everyone that stood in his path, as he went after Orochimaru and pummeled him into the ground. Orochimaru reverted back to his true form as Naruto dropped him and dusted him out by raining down fist after fist. Kagura arrived as she told Naruto to calm down, as she could see that he was tapping into that thing that was inside of him, which made him more violent. As Naruto was able to calm down, and she held him with some strange chains. Chains from the inside also run away the entity as well. As Naruto made his way back toward the top of where the barrier had stood, Hiruzen was dead. However, no one had noticed yet that Sasuke Uchiha was gone. So yeah guys, basically let's left off. You guys can switch across the place, check out your cell phones to begin this new episode guys. Start now. We begin this new episode within the council room, as the top members of Konoha were all gathered, there to discuss a lot of things. The commander of the Envoy, wearing a wolf mask, appeared inside. Any luck? Koharu asks. No, there has still been no signs of Sasuke Uchiha within the village or in the land of fire. Danzo was not pleased, you could see it on his face. He was not happy one bit. Sasuke was nowhere to be found. As Homura spoke, this must have been one of Orochimaru's lackeys. He had his sights set on the boy, and now he's missing after the invasion. They must have taken him while everyone was distracted and fighting. Who was the last to see him? It was his teammate, Sakura Haruno. From what she was able to remember, he was heading towards the forest to stop the Jinchuriki from transforming. However, since then she hasn't seen him. The members in the room realized that Orochimaru's subordinates must have gone to him. It can't be Orochimaru because we all know that he's dead, said Choza. The remains of Orochimaru Sanin was found. I still can't believe that one boy possessed so much power to defeat someone like Orochimaru like that, after just defeating a tail beast with literal ease. Yes, Naruto Uzumaki, Homura spoke up. The boy has immense power and talent. It seems like Hiruzen was not speaking lie when he spoke that he did not know who will win between them. After what I was able to understand from the recent battle I don't even believe that Harrison would have won against a child. So what are we gonna do now, said Tasumi, as she looked towards the other clan heads. As Hayashi spoke up, the first thing we need to do is get the village back into order. We need a strong head figure. We need someone to lead this village. We can't have the other nations believing that we've gone weak after one invasion. Although, after the recent performance, I doubt any of them will think that. But it's always good to make sure that we have precautions just in case. So we need a new Hokage. Who do you suggest that we put in that position? Well, Jiraiya will be the right pick. He has the knowledge, the background of being trained by the last Hokage, and he's a well-promoted figure. We should speak to him first, Kaharu said. Danzo was not happy in the slightest. He was about to make his nomination, however Shikaku spoke up. Yes, I believe that Jiraiya would be the right choice. Shikaku knew what Danzo was about to do. However, he wouldn't allow him to do that. Any other discussion about the promotion for June exams and what remains to be done with Naruto Uzumaki after this show of strength on how to better move forward with the village proceedings will be discussed once the Hokage is nominated, said Homura. Danzo was silent as he didn't say anything, as everyone agreed with what Homura said. He did not even get to put his vote in. Shikaku saw what he was about to do and quickly intervened. It's not like any of the clan heads allowed Danzo to become Hokage. They knew how crafty the man was, and none of them really liked him. However, the big issue of Sasuke Uchiha being missing. Some ninjas died and all of their bodies were accounted for. However, Sasuke Uchiha was the only one that was not here, nowhere to be found. Time skip. It has been 4 days. 4 days now since the recent invasion of Konoha, as the people that were not supposed to be there had already headed back to their own villages. The situation between the San and Konoha right now is quite shaky because communications had not been met yet. However, it was shown that the San was manipulated by Orochimaru. They thought it was their Kazekage and they were just following their leader's rule. So that was still a crucial point right there to know if this was an act of treason or they would just simply trick into it. However, they had to wait. The Hokage will be the one to select their final judgment after a lengthy meeting with the council, of course. But the problem was Jiraiya could not take the position. For one, he had his spine at work, and for second, Jiraiya just didn't want to be Hokage. However, he had another person in mind. He was given a month to find her, otherwise they would have to move on to other proceedings. As for the village as a whole, people were still mourning the death of the third and those who lost their life in the attack. At the moment, Kagura was hanging out with her new friends, that being Kurna and a few of her girlfriends. It was strange. None of them knew about her background. However, the way she was raised and the way life was for her, she would have never expected that she would have friends like this. People that she could actually trust that would not betray her. Things were not all that pretty on the Otsutsuki planet. They were not good people at all. She now understood why her sister ran away. She wanted this freedom, she wanted this life, where she could fall in love and be without this burden of becoming a sacrifice, to be consumed by some disgusting man who wanted power. But she was finally free. However, the thoughts still linger in her head. When will they find her? She had been with Naruto for the past 3 days. She had not left his side once. The only reason why she was now out with Kurna and the others was because Sakura and a few others had come to get Naruto, as they had come to take him away for something. She was happy to see him at least behave him somewhat normally once again. She knew the consequences of having Naruto's mind go into a dark space. That is something she never wanted to happen. Their friend Sasuke Uchiha was missing, and she wanted the others to be there to cheer him up as well. She knew what would happen when Naruto's mindset focused on things that were too dark. She saw it up and personal, and it was not pleasant in the slightest. And she was actually afraid of what, if that influence got over him, what it could do. However, she was not the only one that was going through an inner turmoil right now about someone that they care about. At the Hidden Stone, Kurosaki was currently standing on top of a cliff edge looking down. No, she's not up here to hurt herself or anything. She's sad. Yes. Her grandfather had grilled her about information. She had to lie. She tried her best to keep things short and not give away too much. But she could tell that he didn't 100% believe her. And that made things weird between them. Usually she burst in his office calling him old man, saying that she was going to take his hat. However, things had become weird between them. Her father had also come to her and asked her if there was anything that he should know. She didn't know why they were behaving like this now. She told him that she wasn't doing anything wrong. She thought they would have believed her, but yet they weren't. Unknown to her, someone had made it sure that they wouldn't believe her that easily. Flashback. It was a day after they returned back to their village. Kurosaki had not been brought to the office yet to talk to Oniki because he was trying to find any evidence of her doing anything behind his back with Konoha Ninja. After all, how would they have met? She couldn't have left this village without his knowledge. However, that is when he got a surprise visit. After telling the secretary to send the girl in, Tsubaki stood in front of him. "There's something I must tell you, Tsuchikage-sama." "What is it?" he asked her. "It's about your granddaughter." He narrowed his gaze as he watched her carefully. "I believe that she's having some interactions with the Konoha ninja known as Naruto Uzumaki." "Have a seat," he said to her. In the flashback, Tsubaki had told him quite a lot. That is why Oniki knew that Kurosaki was lying to his face. He was upset. She was fraternizing with the enemy. By all means, this should get her exiled. Or even worse situation, executed. Oniki ninjas did not like Konoha ninjas. Oniki himself really did not like them. And for his own granddaughter to be doing this behind his back, well, that was a betrayal that cut him deep. And yet she lied about it even after he told her to fess up, that he's given her a chance, that there would be no repercussions if she just told him the truth. However, it seems that she failed to believe him. At the moment she stood on top of the boulder, she glanced down. If her grandfather did not believe her, why didn't he just come out and say it? If he knew that she was doing this, there surely would have been punishment. Is it because she was his granddaughter she was getting special treatment, she wondered? Or maybe there was something else happening behind her back that she did not know. She feels like someone has been watching her for the past few days. The more she went on, the more she felt like someone has been trailing her. She really hoped that Naruto did not decide to come to the village right now, because this will be bad if they ever found him. However, he might not show it most time, but he's smart enough to know that it's not a good time. Given what just happened and all, he did put her in his bed. A nice gesture on his part to make sure she was safe, but still, her grandfather was not happy about that in the slightest. As of now, she just didn't know what to do. But she was indeed being watched. However, Oniki had another plan. Oniki always feared the prospect of talented Konoha shinobis. There was two options that Oniki could take this, a peaceful one, or him gaining power, the other one. And he always wanted the Hidden Stone to prosper. That child was something special. Everyone could see it. Wiping out countless missing names in a matter of weeks. Taking on a fully developed Jinchuriki, who was able to wield some sense of control over their Biju, and also release the beasts. And also he's heard the word that Orochimaru was dead, that he was killed by that child. If Oniki did not came to the Chunin exams, he wouldn't have believed it in the slightest. However, after what he saw, he surely believed it. That is why he had a plan. That is why he did not say anything to Kurosaki at all. He had a plan that he truly believes that will work. However, he had no idea to how powerful Naruto actually was. And he was making a real big mistake. He was challenging something that he had no hope of defeating. Ever. Time skip. Back at the Hidden Leaf Village, the group of rookies were gathered as they were discussing the topic of one missing, Sasuke Uchiha. They had since got over the shot that Naruto had defeated, a tailed beast that was said to be unkillable. And he had also killed Orochimaru Sanin, someone that was literally Kage level. It was shocking, as they had no idea that Naruto was that powerful. Kiba knew that he was strong, but this was just extreme. Maybe challenging Naruto was a really bad idea. I still don't understand, said Ino. How could he have just vanished like that? I mean, who could have taken him? I mean, there is still one thing that you're leaving out, said Shikamaru, interrupting her speech. I know that it might be hard for you to hear, but there's a chance that he's dead. The group went silent at that. No, he's not dead, said Ino. Come on, Sakura, you know that Sasuke is not dead. She turned towards Sakura, who looked hollowed. Sakura was depressed, yes. She was sad, she cried, of course. Sasuke was just gone. There was nothing of him leaving the village, there was nothing of him being taken because she didn't see. She was the last person to see him. That is because she made a choice. Sakura saw Sasuke running away. He was running towards where that Gara kid was going. However, at that moment she saw the girl that Naruto seemed to have a crush on from the other village being attacked. And she was gonna help Sasuke. However, as she walked, she realized that if this girl died, that Naruto was gonna be depressed and sad. And she told her mind that Sasuke could take care of himself, and besides, Naruto had gone out there as well. But if she had followed after Sasuke, maybe she would have saw where he was going. She had tried to help the girl, however, there were too much of them. And the girl Kurosaki was immensely strong. She had pushed back at least 5 of them, knocking them down. She had even killed a few of them. However, the numbers just kept on swarming her. It seems that they had a goal to kidnap her. She had used an explosive to take down 2 of them, as they had been knocked out by the blast. By the time she moved in to help the girl for real, she was unconscious and they were jumping away. She could not keep up with them. She had then rushed out thinking that she would see Sasuke along the way, because he did head out here to go and fight the Gara kid. However, the more she ran, the more she realized that the fight was a bit distance away, so she had used up all the chakra that she had getting there. When she finally arrived, she saw Naruto letting the Gara kid go, and she told him what happened. Before she could tell him about Sasuke, though, she passed out. Another choice she made. A hand was softly placed on her shoulder, as she turned to look towards Naruto, who gave her a beaming smile. Don't worry, Sakura. I promise you, said Naruto. I will find him no matter what. Naruto, said Shikamaru. You know that's not really a good promise to make. Whether it is or not, said Naruto, I'm gonna find him and bring him back home. You know, said Kiba, somehow I think he can actually do it. I mean, after the things that we've seen him done so far, I doubt he can't actually do anything that he set his mind to. Maybe you're right. You know what, I'm not gonna bet against him either, said Shikamaru. Do you really think you can find him, Naruto? Said Ino. Yeah, just count on me, said Naruto. Naruto was also trying to keep himself in a focus situation. He had to focus on something to do, or talk to people, because if he sat alone, it would just drive him mad. He wondered if it was a fox messing with him, but the fox swore that he was not. But every time when he was alone, he could hear these dark thoughts popping up. But it was confusing because he didn't want to think about those things, but he just forced himself into his mind. However, whenever someone was there, people to talk to, they always seemed to lessen and lessen even more. So he needed to keep his mind focused on something. Before anyone else could speak, someone walked into the food bar that they were in. As Naruto turned towards him, "Oh, Jiraiya," he said. "What's up?" As the Genins were surprised, well, they shouldn't be. If Naruto did defeat a Sannin, it wouldn't be a far stretch to know that he knew another. "I need your help, kid." "About what?" said Naruto. Time skip. After speaking to Kagura and the others, Naruto said his goodbyes and made his way. He ensured Sakura that he will find Sasuke. Despite everything, he knew that Sakura had a crush on Sasuke. He knew how he felt about Kurosaki, and he didn't want anyone else to feel that loneliness. And he made her a promise, as much as Sasuke was an ass, he will find him. Have you found anything? Said Naruto, as he looked towards the perfect sage as the both of them made their way. Sorry kid, but it's like he's just hop up and vanish. I doubt he's dead, said Naruto. You know there's a chance that he might be. Nah, I doubt it, said Naruto. The bastard is resilient, if nothing else. And where is his body if he's indeed dead? Orochimaru is now gone. I made sure of that myself. So who would go after Sasuke? You know there's another option, right? Huh? That he ran away. Why? Why would he do something so stupid? I don't know, but that's still an option. That one you cannot rule out. Naruto sighed. Yeah, and it seems to be the most likely one. Given that he's nowhere to be found, there's no body, and he's probably hiding. But the Anvus, they must have been searching the area. You told me that yourself. And they're pretty good trackers, right? Jiraiya nodded. But if they can't find him and land the fire a few hours after the invasion, I doubt this is a normal escape. They seem to be planned. Given how much of Orochimaru's lackeys were still alive, and some of them escaped, I feel like something is going on. And besides, that mark that he put on your Uchiha friend's neck, I have the feeling that this won't be the last we will see of Orochimaru. Huh? Why do you say that? He was working on a jutsu that would allow him to enter someone else's body. Really? Said Naruto. So that whole exit in his mouth thing? No, that's different. That's a strange regeneration ability. However, the ones that he's been working on will allow him to take over someone's body and gain their abilities and their powers. We believe that it was the main reason why he entered in the preliminaries to play stand Sasuke. The Sharingan has always been a tool that he could never grasp. But how would he take Sasuke? I don't believe that is him, however, that mark on Sasuke's neck. We still had no idea of the full capabilities. So you think that might influence Sasuke in a way, said Naruto. Let me ask you something though. If Orochimaru takes over someone's body, can he be removed? I'm not sure about how exactly the techniques work. However, given enough time, I doubt he can truly be separated from anyone once he's fully inhabited them. Damn it, said Naruto. I should have captured one of his bodyguards. I doubt it would have made a difference. If he is indeed alive, the moment he would have returned back, he would have switched bases in an instant. Trust me, I've been hunting him for as long as I can remember. And he's always doing that, I doubt. Even if you were able to capture a ton of his guards, you will never find where he's located. Despite how it might seem, he's afraid. Afraid of being discovered, afraid of being caught at any times. That is why he always has precautions, no matter what, no matter where he is. He always has secrets that even his trusted colleagues would never know. I know him too much not to believe that he isn't still alive after placing that seal on Sasuke. So you think he's still out there, huh? Said Naruto as he clenched his fists. If he is, we'll find him. And we'll try to save your Uchiha friend as well. Yeah, said Naruto, as he was mainly doing this for Sakura. Sakura had become a wonderful friend to him, and he didn't like to see her sad. She didn't deserve that. She deserved to be happy like everyone else. Meanwhile, they were talking. At a far distance, unknown location, Kabuto Yakushi slowly made his way, walking down some stairs. It took him a while as he entered through a door. Arriving inside, it was like an open chamber. Inside there was bodies of several grotesque mutants. Once human, however, now they were deformed, animalistic creatures that had been subjugated to a lot of mistreatment. Their bodies were claws and weapons, 4 hands. Feet were long, pointed toenails that seemed to be able to carve right through metal. These were beasts, savage, terrifying beasts. However, at the moment, at least 15 of them were packed to the ground, their body parts being rendered useless, sliced and diced. Whatever did this was a special blade The slice was so well cut, it was rather surprising. The painter, the artist of all of this, stood in the room, right in the center. A blade that was still, slowly sheathing. "My lord," said Kabuto, "from what I'm witnessing, I can tell that everything is gone perfectly." The person slowly turned to reveal a young face. He was taller than before, but his face still had that young charm about it. Those glistening red eyes, 3 tomo in each. Sasuke Uchiha in all of his might stood there. However, when he spoke, "Yes, Kabuto, it's perfect." It was none other than the Slipper Sannin himself, Orochimaru. Orochimaru had met his unfortunate end at the hands of Naruto. Yes, he did die. However, Sasuke had lost miserably when he had tried to stop Gaara, resulting into Gaara transforming. But the problem was Sasuke was so defeated and beaten. Once Gaara transformed, his body was thrown, and he was knocked unconscious. Orochimaru then appeared to him, because the seal was covering his body on the outside. As he told him that he could give him power, all he had to do was submit. He could unlock the true form of the curse mark, which was a complete lie. However, Sasuke, being eager to get this power, after Orochimaru reminded him that he was weak and worthless compared to his brother and Naruto, Sasuke gave in, which Orochimaru used to wrap his entire being around Sasuke and completely envelop him, taking over him rather quickly. Orochimaru tricked him into believing that he will gain all that he ever wanted. And Sasuke, who wanted the power to defeat his older brother, did not hesitate. And Orochimaru wrapped him around and slowly consumed him, taking over his body. And now he had his perfect vessel, everything that he's ever wanted. To the world, Orochimaru the Sannin is dead, which was a good thing. Orochimaru was glad that they thought that he was dead. The greatest trick a man can pull is by convincing the world that you were dead, so that he could move in the shadows. He could get away with a lot more things because no one would be looking for him. It was fantastic. As Orochimaru smirked darkly, finally, he got what he wanted. Now, it was time to make this body better and greater, far greater than ever before. This body was still nowhere close to its limits. Orochimaru intended on making himself into an unstoppable force of nature that could rid the world of that demonic pest brat. That child was not human. Orochimaru could swear his life on that. And that child needed to die. There was no excuse, nothing behind, he just needed to be killed. Because if he's alive, Orochimaru did not doubt that he would meet his end once again, with how he's weak right now. "Kabuto, have you prepared everything that I told you to get?" "Yes, my lord. All of them had been gathered towards our secondary lab." "Fine. I'm moving from this location. Too much people know about this laboratory. That is why we're going to the black site, where no one, except for you and I, know about. And I'm sure that you wouldn't betray me, Kabuto." "I wouldn't dream of it, my lord." "Well then, let's go. It's time to make this body perfect." Meanwhile, that was going on. Currently, a group was gathered. This group had one goal, and that was to capture all the tail beasts. However, they have a little dilemma. A creature that was made of half black and half white spoke up. He is currently with Jiraiya the Sannin. They're both not in the village at the moment. So you're gonna have to find a way to distract the Sannin, which should be pretty easy given his background. We'll just find a pretty lady for him, and that should get him out of the way. The voice of Kisame, the tailless tail beast, spoke up. However, the rumors that has been spreading around about the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki doesn't seem to be false. He's said to be able to summon unbelievable amount of strength, power that he shouldn't have for a child his age and size. So you two better be cautious. Despite these rumors, he's still just a kid. Kisame, Do not take him lightly. Even I have heard about these rumors. Several ninjas missing names have been caught by this child, all A rank. And the rumor is that he's doing this without any effort. So do not take him lightly, Itachi. Subdue him as quick as possible. Once you get rid of Joy of the Sannin, go for the child, and do not hesitate to take him down. Do you understand? Itachi simply nodded his head. He will be our first. So do not waste much time, and commence your mission. Don't worry, Leader Sam, said Kisame. He might be tough, however, I'll just use Samehata to suck him dry. You'll see once we bring him back here. The both of them were dismissed. They were the only two called, as they were the one that were going to be sent on this mission. Zetsu had found the location of Naruto. It wasn't hard. They were not hiding. However, the problem was the things that you were hearing. Konan turned her head towards her friend. Friend since childhood. These rumors, they trouble me, she said. Pain was quiet as she spoke once again. He's taken down 100 plus A-rank missing names within a matter of 2 weeks. That should be impossible for any normal ninja. With all these rumors, it seems like he's none shorter than an S-class ninja for his age. That is why we need to take him down as soon as possible. I am not sure what this child is capable of, however, we cannot allow him to grow any further than this. He must be subdued at once. I guess that is the best course of action, said Konan. But that is still not a good assurance. Although, at least we know that Itachi won't play around, like Kisame, after hearing what the child is capable of. Yes, that is a must. Given his ocular jutsus, despite this child's strength, I doubt you'll be able to stand up to the might of Itachi's Sharingan. We will just have to wait and see how this commences afterwards. With that, the both of them flicker away. The other members were busy, as they were not important right now. However, the problem of this Nightingale Shinjuiki was starting to become out of hand. The rumors were starting to go crazy. Meanwhile, at the Hidden Leaf, Kakashi Hatsuki was able to get a formal meeting with Kagura. As the both of them hadn't really spoken, Kakashi wanted to speak to her about Naruto, as he also has taken note that something wasn't all 100 with Naruto. Kakashi had saw what happened, just for a brief second when Naruto had flipped into a rage. Kagura on the other hand, this man seemed to know a lot more than she thought. He remembered Hiruzen warned him about Naruto being, well, locked away his emotions for the longest time now. But the thing was, Kakashi knew who Naruto's parents were. How exactly do you believe that we can give him that information without it triggering anything too negative? Your Hokage, former if I must say, believed that he would have found a way with the council that he was speaking to about the issue. However, he died before anything could be said and done. I will speak to the one with the white hair, Jiraiya, and we will find a way to break the news to him. You seem worried, said Kakashi. The last thing I want him to think is that I have been lying to him, which I have. You don't understand. You think that is only because of suppressed emotions, but that is not the case. Naruto is a loving child that tries to see the better in people, and is always putting on a happy front. However, I've seen his memories. His childhood was not a happy one. In some way he has developed this thing. I myself am not sure what it is. However, I do know for certain that it's dark. Darker than what I've ever seen before. And with the power that he possesses, there is not a single human being on this planet that could stop him if he decided to ransack every single village on this world. You truly believe that he's unstoppable, said Kakashi. I know it, said Kagura. As Kakashi looked down, both Kakashi and Kagura had a similar look on their face, and it was worrying. They had to find a way to break down some news to Naruto. However, Kagura feared the outcome. What will happen when he found out that his father was 4th Hokage and yet he was treated this way? She was worried. She was worried about Naruto. Yes, she has gained friends in this village, but the person that came first to her was Naruto, and it will always be Naruto. As more time passed, she started to see him as family, and she hated lying to him. Even if she was just not telling the truth, she felt sick by doing it. Family must not lie to one another despite them not being blood. That is what she saw him as. Meanwhile, Naruto was currently in a hotel. There was a big table in front of him. On said table was all sorts of food. There was ramen to one side, there was sushi to one side, there was steak to one side. All sorts. Granted, Naruto had a lot of money. Well, he had a lot. At the moment he was in the finest hotel in Tansuka that they were in. Jiraiya had went off to gather some information, that is what he said. But Naruto started to realize that the man was kind of a pervert. Well, it's his life. He can do what he wants. However, Kagura didn't seem to like that one bit. Not to mention, she took the book away from him that Jiraiya gave it to him. Unlock the orange book that Jiraiya told him to read, that it will gain him a better understanding on being a man. However, Kagura said that he was not ready for any of that, and she also gave Jiraiya a glare before kicking him out of the house. As Naruto was eating, he would have gone out to search the city for Tsunade himself. However, Jiraiya said that people here has information that he needs. It isn't that she's here herself, so he would just have to wait. But he got hungry. His mind was still wondering where Sasuke was. He made a promise to Sakura that he will fulfill. He hated to see her sad. She has been a good friend to him. He didn't really had much friends in the old days, so he always treated his friends special, making sure that they were happy as well. And he would make sure to find Sasuke for her. As he just focused on eating, not thinking much about anything else, because that damn mind-boggling thought that just kept on popping up, those thoughts that he didn't want to think about. Sometimes they were depressing and dark for no reason. It's not like he liked to think that way. Sometimes he wondered if there was another person living in his head. Naruto slapped his hands in front of him as a fly tried to pitch on his food. However, the fly simply flew out of his palm. As Naruto slapped again, but it flew away. He slapped his face, but it flew off. As Naruto got up and slapped the wall where the fly had landed. However, the fly simply flew away. Naruto had learned how to control his strength by a lot by now, so he didn't have to worry about causing too much mayhem when he did things like this. However, the thing was his hand was too cuffed. He cuffed his hand, so whenever he tried to slap the fly, there was always a small space where the fly could simply fly through. As Naruto kept on slapping and slapping and slapping until he got frustrated as he blew the door right off as it slammed into the opposite wall. He accidentally slapped it off. "Oh shit," said Naruto. At that moment, there were two people outside. As Kisame paused, as he had just arrived, with Itachi in tow. He looked towards Itachi. What the hell? Naruto stepped out. As he looked towards them, he did not see Itachi, but he saw Kisame. "I'm sorry about that," said Naruto. "Don't worry, I'm gonna fix it." As Naruto quickly looked around, he then noticed the nails. Itachi and Kisame watched as he pulled them out of the door frame. He then proceeded to pick up the door with one hand. He then used his thumb and simply pressed the nails back inside the door. It wasn't perfect because Naruto had broke the hinge. However, still, it was still back on. "See? Good as new," he said. As his sweat dropped as there was a large part that was not covering, and people could see inside his room. "I guess not as good as new. I'll pay for it. Are you hotel staff?" Naruto asked. "You don't have the rest of my food I ordered, so I'm guessing not." "No, I'm afraid we're not hotel staff." Naruto turned. "Sasuke? Wait, you're not Sasuke. You sure do look... Wait, you're Itachi, aren't you? You look like Sasuke. And your eyes. You're said to be the only other Uchiha with Sharingan, so you must be him. Itachi Uchiha, the one that took everything away from Sasuke." "What are you doing here?" said Naruto. "We're here for you." "You're here for me? Why?" Naruto said. "You want to take me somewhere?" "Yes. You'll be coming with us." I'm afraid that we're not asking, kid, said Kisame, as he placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. You might want to take your hand off me, said Naruto. Kisame chuckled. And what exactly? BAM! Kisame's face was printed in the wall, as Naruto had picked his hand off and threw him. Kisame was shocked. Do you know where Sasuke is, said Naruto, not paying attention to Kisame. What are you talking about? I know you're a bad brother, and you must be evil to the core, but Sasuke is missing. And if you know where he is, you're gonna tell me, said Naruto. What do you mean missing? After the invasion, he disappeared. I don't know if he's dead or alive, but I'm hoping that he's still alive out there given how arrogant he is. I know that he wouldn't die that easily. So if you know where he is, tell me where he is. Itachi's eyes faltered as he looked at Naruto hearing that, as many things ran through his mind. Hey, said Naruto, as he moved forward until he was real close to Itachi. Are you listening to me? Itachi did not say a word. Hearing that his brother was gone, he hadn't went back to Konoha. However, he was gonna pop in to show his presence to the elders to make sure they know, despite the third being dead. If they go after his brother, well, it was mainly for Danzo. However, Kisame recovered by that point, as his sword came down. Itachi had to move back, as his body just moved on instincts. Samehata slammed in Naruto's skull. The ground under Naruto exploded, cracking the floor violently. Yet he did not even twitch in the slightest, as Naruto was still staring at Itachi. Itachi, Kisame said, trying to snap out of whatever strange thing that he just seemed to go through at the moment. However, Itachi simply looked up at Naruto. As your eyes met for a brief second, Itachi's eyes twirled into a strange pattern. The next thing Naruto knew, he was on some strange cross. As he wondered where the hell he was in a strange location. Where am I? He said. Itachi materialized in front of him, a blade in his hand. He did not want anyone to know his true motives. Tell me, what happened to my stupid little brother? Don't call him stupid. You're a monster, said Naruto. Perhaps you're right. So, has he gone and gotten himself killed? Each word felt like a dagger stabbing into Itachi's heart. How can you say that about family? If I had a brother, or older one, a younger one, it doesn't matter. I would cherish and love them. I don't know how people like you can even exist. How do you think it was even possible to end your own parents' life? You're a monster, said Naruto. You think your words can faze someone like me? Don't waste your time, Itachi said. Now tell me what happened. You want to know what happened? Why? Why do you care? So you can taunt that Sasuke is now gone or probably dead. Perhaps. What do you know? He asks. It's not like you can force me to talk, said Naruto. Actually, I can. Well, do it then, said Naruto, because I'm not gonna tell you anything because you don't know anything. As Itachi simply shook his head. You underestimate me, child. Big mistake. Itachi tried to pull the information directly from Naruto's mind, using his Sharingan because he knew the fox might be a hindrance. However, the problem was, Itachi ended up in the same position where he was a moment ago. He looked at Naruto confused, as Naruto was squinting his eyes shut, and his hands started to vibrate. Bam! Itachi was sent sailing outside Naruto's world. Because of the time dilation, Kisame saw Naruto blink in a second after Itachi looked into his eyes. He was confused, as he placed Samehata to stop Naruto's chakra. However, Naruto lashed out and gripped the blade by the handle. Samehata immediately released spikes. However, they broke in Naruto's palm because he had his fist clenched. Naruto then turned. Batters up, he said as he slammed the sword right into Kisame. Kisame's body seemed to bend at the point of the hits. Blood came out of his mouth before he was sent sailing. The entire wall of the hotel was blown clean off. Kisame was sent sailing right through a building, bam, as he smashed right through another one and another before crashing in the middle of the street. Naruto then turned towards Itachi, who was bleeding. As he wiped the blood away from his eye. How? How did you break out of my Tsukiyomi? Once I figured out that it was not the real world, I simply willed my mind to get out of there, said Naruto. How? Said Itachi. I don't really know, said Naruto. Itachi's sweat dropped at that one, as he didn't think that something like that was possible. You made a big mistake coming after me. You have no idea how strong I am, said Naruto, and I'm gonna use your partner's sword to pulverize you. As Naruto rushed forward, Amaterasu, Itachi said, as black flames appeared between the two of them. However, thinking that they were just normal flames, Naruto simply stepped right through them, as the flames covered his body and his clothing. Itachi started to back away, as Naruto started to walk towards him. Samehata started to scream as the flames started to burn the sword. Hearing the sword screaming and thrust Naruto threw it away, as it flew right through the same hole that Kisame had went through. As Naruto turned his gaze back towards Itachi, however, he was gone. As Naruto was confused as he scratched the back of his head, Jiraiya arrived a second later. Naruto, he shouted out. Naruto turned towards him. Huh? What's wrong? He said. Jiraiya couldn't believe it as he quickly pulled out a scroll. He dropped the scroll at Naruto's feet and rushed through hand sign before he slammed his hand down. Fire sealing method, he said. The black flames were sucked off Naruto's body, and they went inside the scroll. What was that? Said Naruto. You were on fire, said Jiraiya. Those flames, they were the Amaterasu flames. The Amaterasu what? Said Naruto. Didn't it hurt? Jiraiya said, checking over Naruto. Naruto was completely naked. You know, this is kind of weird, said Naruto. I mean, I like you and all as friend, but we're not that close. I'm checking if you're hurt, you brat, said Jiraiya. No, I'm fine, said Naruto, looking over himself. You mean, you felt nothing? Well, I did feel the heat, but it felt like normal flames. The only thing that actually hurt me was that guy that I fought with the Byakugan ice. His hit actually made me bleed. He was a whole lot stronger than Sasuke's big brother. Sasuke big brother? Yeah, the one I just fought, however, he ran away. You're gonna need to tell me what the hell is going on about this guy you fought that made you bleed, and who just attacked you. Well, said Naruto as he pointed towards the manager who was coming. Seems like we're in trouble. Time skip. So I fought him and pulverized him into the ground, and I saved Kagura, said Naruto. You mean there were other Hyugas? Yep, said Naruto. He was lying to Jiraiya because he promised Kagura he would not tell anyone. So it was just one of them. Naruto nodded. Jiraiya breathed a sigh of relief. That's really good, he said. For a moment there I thought that Kagura was gonna be a problem to Leaf. What do you mean? Well, think about it. If she has a clan of people that are hunting her down, that can actually hurt you, we're screwed. Yeah, I guess you're right, said Naruto, as he turned his head. Are you sure that you're fine, said Jiraiya. Yep, 100%. Jiraiya was astonished how the flames did not burn Naruto's skin. He knew the kid was tough and always seemed to be unbreakable, but those were the flames of the Amaterasu. To think that someone out there could actually hurt the kid. That made him wonder though, just how powerful was Kagura. As Naruto had gotten his change enough clothes, and they had hit the road and they were now making their way to find Tsunade, as Jiraiya got the new information. It turns out that that guy was a part of a group called the Akatsuki that were hunting tail beasts down. Naruto immediately went to his mindscape and told the fox that he wouldn't let those guys take him. The fox didn't seem worried one bit because he knew how strong Naruto was, not to mention the Amaterasu flames. While they did got attached to Naruto, they could not actually burn his skin. Time skip. Both Naruto and Jiraiya arrive at a new village. As they arrive in there, this is the third village. Where is this woman? Said Naruto. The third try is always a good luck charm, said Jiraiya. As Naruto's sweat dropped. Not in this case. Come on, let's just get this over with. However, it seems that Jiraiya was right. Tsunade, he said, as he arrived to a bar to see the person he was looking for. The woman looked up, looking rather drunk. Huh? Who is that? Wait, Jiraiya? As Jiraiya walked over, as he noticed Naruto not following him, he turned back towards the kid. What's wrong? It's just, as Jiraiya started to giggle. Over the past few days that they've been traveling, Jiraiya had been slowly trying to make Naruto understand that he was a man now. And what was gonna happen once he got a girlfriend? It was a good thing that Naruto did not tell him that he already had one. The problem was Jiraiya could not do this around Kagura, so he used these precious moments to tell Naruto and try to connect with him. Well, on a perverted level because, well, Jiraiya was a super pervert. And the kid was old enough. Well, that is what he believed. And all of that had gotten into Naruto's head and now he saw Tsunade. And he couldn't stop staring. Trust me, kid, the last person that stared at her like that ended up in the hospital. But you should be fine, he said. As Naruto slapped his face. This is your fault, he said. I wasn't even paying attention to things like that before. It's because of you know I am. Well, that's a good thing you're growing up, said Jiraiya, patting Naruto on the shoulder. As Naruto gave him a glare. As they made their way over. As Naruto noticed someone else was there. Her chest wasn't as large. He slapped himself once again, confusing the both of the women. Why was he thinking that on the first time he met them? He wasn't that kind of person. Damn it. This person was a real perfect sage, he said, as he glanced towards Jiraiya. Coming up with that name. It was a fitting one for him. Is something wrong, Shizune asks. No, sorry. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. Tsunade raised an eyebrow towards him. You're Naruto Uzumaki? Yeah, you heard of me. Yes. Well, about your little fiasco and gathering. Missing Nins. We did met you before. Don't you remember? We met? You did, said Jiraiya. Yes, it was not too long ago. Around 2 weeks. You were carrying an unconscious man over your shoulder. And you stopped and asked us for directions. Well, it wasn't a big grand meeting or anything, so I suppose it's easy to forget. Now that you say, I do remember, said Naruto. You were the old woman that asked me what is a brat like myself doing out here. Who are you calling an old, you brat? Said Tsunade. Huh, still have that same attitude. Now, let's get down to it, said Naruto. You're to come back with us and be the new Hokage. I know at first. Was surprised that they would pick you of all person, but you have the lineage. It turns out that you are the granddaughter of the Hokage, and also you are the grand niece of the Hokage as well. That makes you the perfect candidate. And Jiraiya over here says that once you stop drinking that much and they sober you up, you'll make a decent enough Hokage. As long as you don't drink that much, because you're a lazy drunk and you're awfully mean as well, especially when he peep on you. You beat him for no reason because you're just mean. And you don't want anyone to check out that body of yours, said Naruto. Jiraiya started to sweat the more Naruto talked. He didn't know if the kid was doing this on purpose or he was just talking his mind. If he was, he needed to shut him up right now because Tsunade's glare was getting more deadly. So what do you say, old woman? You want to get going? Bam! Tsunade's fist slammed right into Naruto's face, blasting him right through the door that he came through. Tsunade-sama, said Shizune, as she got up over the table and rushed over there. As Jiraiya looked towards her nervously. How do you know that he could take your punch like that? Wait, he can? Said Tsunade. Jiraiya's sweat dropped. So you didn't know that he could take a punch like that? Of course not. But he was insulting me, so he deserved it. Jiraiya chuckled awkwardly. On the outside, Shizune finally arrived. As she saw Naruto on the ground, his eyes closed. Her hands quickly started to glow green. What are you doing? Said Naruto. She looked up. You're awake? Yep. I just blink really slow sometimes. You what? Yeah, don't really know why, said Naruto. You blink slow. Wait. No, you mustn't get up yet. Don't worry, I'm fine, said Naruto, see? Wait, how are you? She stepped closer to him. Sorry, but I don't know you that well, so I can't kiss you, said Naruto. She backed away. No, that's not what I'm... Your face is not hurting the slightest. No swelling, nothing at all. Oh yeah. You said you know about me. I thought you know that I was pretty strong. Well, I did hear that, but still. You were hit by Lady Tsunade. She's pretty strong as well. Oh yeah, she is, said Naruto. How strong are we talking about? Well, to not boast or anything, but she's kind of the strongest in the entire world, I believe. Really? Whoa, that's awesome, said Naruto. I guess it's my turn now. Your turn for what? I'm gonna fight her. You can't, she will kill you. You've been rather rude, so she's not gonna take it easy on you. As Naruto's grin became even more wider. You're making this a whole lot more fun, he says as he rushed into the bar. Shizune's sweat dropped. Is that kid for real? A far distance away. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him, said Kisame. Kisame was not doing so hot. Bandage was wrapped around him, as his entire chest and stomach area was bandaged up. Samihata was not dead, but in bad condition, so he could not be healed that easily. Itachi, on the other hand, was just perplexed and being more silent than usual. When I see him again, I'm gonna rip his head off. Look what he did to my poor Samihata, said Kisame. Look what he did to me. This is just embarrassing. To be treated this way by a kid. The next time he's so dead. He's so dead, said Kisame. As Itachi simply ignored him. He won't know where the hell was his brother. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm hoping I'll see you guys soon. Peace.